You're a total gaming noob who gets cussed out by the school heartthrob in front of everyone and called an elementary schooler, only to receive a 3,000-word apology essay and a friend request from him. He's even posting on his moments, asking how to coax the girl he likes. And he's already bought an apartment and a dog ahead of time just to get close to you. But after you get drunk, you not only slap him, you only give him 21 yuan and 50 cents. And when you finally declare your claim on him in the cafeteria, you find out he's actually had a crush on you for 3 years. Teaming up with a school heartthrob in a game, I played so badly he finally snapped and cursed. What the hell? Number 3, where did you find this grade schooler? No, even grade schoolers play better than her. Trembling, I turned on my mic and apologized. I'm sorry, Jason. I never expected that the very next day I'd get a friend request from the school heartthrob. It's Jason. Isabel, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I'm the real grade schooler. You actually play really well. I must have been blind as a bat last night. After I accepted the friend request, I saw his latest moments post. What do you do when you piss off the girl you like? Urgent. After the college entrance exam, I got hooked on this battle royale chicken dinner game. Unfortunately, my eyes are trash, my ears are trash, and my hands are even worse. So I die inexplicably every time. My competitive streak went wild. I just had to taste that chicken dinner at least once. So I clutched my phone and played like crazy every day. Even when I went to Tony's place for dinner with my parents. Wow, even the top student plays games now. But Tony watched me get killed by a bot and fell into deep thought. Forget it, I'll carry you. Thanks. I'd been cursed out so much in team games that I didn't even dare queue with others anymore. Jason and Carlos are on too. Let's make it a 4-stack. We were all classmates in high school, plus Tony was there. Okay. Tony, are you turning on your mic? A cool, distant voice came from my phone. That was Jason? In my memory, Jason always talked gently, warmly. Nothing like this icy tone now. Tony sent a message. It's noisy on my end. I'm not using my mic. Number 4 is my little sister. She's a total newbie. Super trash. You guys help carry her. I shot Tony a glare. Carlos said, Yo, Tony! Babysitting kids at home after exams? Huh. Sis, call me bro so I can hear it. Tony, beat it, beat it! We followed Jason out of the plane. Jason said, Number 4, you can tap detach when you're landing. I wanted to say okay, but couldn't find the keyboard. So Tony helped me type. She says she knows. A burst of gunfire rang out, and I panicked, sprinting into a room to flop down on the floor. Jason watched the whole thing. Number 4. Your gun is trash. Drop it and use mine. After he finished wiping the squad, Jason came over to me and dropped a gun and some ammo. After I switched, I mumbled, I think my gun was fine. Tony glanced at my screen and let out a snort. For the first time in my life, I experienced the joy of getting hard carried. I was just walking around and suddenly we'd won. Carlos and Tony kept chatting, and Jason was always the one charging ahead. I spent the whole game starry-eyed, gasping. Jason is insane! Carlos chimed in with the flattery. Once Jason steps in, nobody else stands a chance. Tony. Jason. I'm sticking with you in my next life too. Sobs. Jason stayed silent, clearly used to it. After 3 wins in a row, the usually quiet Jason suddenly spoke up offhandedly. Tony, you and Isabel are neighbors. Do you know which school she wants to apply to? I was ranked first in our grade, so asking about my college choices was normal. She wants to study medicine at Capital University. Jason didn't respond. After a while, I vaguely heard him say, medicine's a good choice. Then the next few rounds suddenly turned into high-level lobbies. Normally, Jason never died, but I kept sticking to him. He saved me and died. I misfired, gave away his position, and he died. I tossed a grenade wrong, and he died. Tony was laughing so hard he couldn't breathe, giving me a big thumbs up. Ha 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 ha! Isabel, you're something else! Ha 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 ha! A soft sigh came over the phone. Jason sounded like he was laughing in exasperation, then couldn't help cursing. What the hell, number 3, where did you find this grade schooler? No, even grade schoolers play better than her. See, I was so bad I actually made good-tempered Jason swear. I was scared out of my wits and knew I was in the wrong, so I turned on my mic. I'm sorry, Jason. I didn't do it on purpose. Just then, my parents called us to dinner, so we exited the game and left our phones charging. Early the next morning, A friend request popped up on my phone. It's Jason. Isabel. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'm the real grade schooler. You actually play really well. I must have been blind as a bat last night. Jason really is a good guy. I got him killed so many times, and he still apologized to me. No wonder so many people like him. I tapped. Accept. And before I could even type out hi, a string of messages came flooding in from the other side. Last night was my fault. Jason. I didn't know number 4 was you. Jason. But I still spoke out of line, so I've conducted a deep self-reflection. The chat window suddenly turned completely green with message bubbles. My jaw dropped. That self-reflection had to be at least 3,000 words, right? And I could tell he didn't pull it off the internet. Tony. Tony said you've been playing this game a lot lately? What a coincidence. I love it too. We can play together. Flying fish. I'm not very good. I'll just drag you down. Who said you're not good? You're great. 99% of newbies die the moment they land. But you don't. That's amazing. And you're so smart. You pick up anything you learn. Just a tiny bit of practice, and you'll be dropping 50 kills a match, no problem. Really? My self-confidence, which had been wrecked for ages, finally came back. Flying fish. Thank you. On the other end, the heart Jason had been clutching all night finally relaxed, and he stared at the screen grinning like an idiot. Exchanging contacts was a good start. Honestly, even though Jason and I were in the same high school, we barely knew each other. If it weren't for Tony, I probably wouldn't have ever spoken to him. I was the type of student who kept her head down and studied. My close friends were all people who sat near me. Even now, there are a lot of classmates I've never said a single word to. Jason was the opposite. He was wildly popular at school, had amazing connections, and tons of people were into him. For 3 years of high school, girls came to the classroom door every day just to look at him. I'm pretty introverted, so I really admire girls who boldly chase love and live loud like the heroines in romance novels. And each girl was pretty in her own way. Whenever I got tired from studying, I'd look up and see a pretty girl at the door and instantly feel recharged. Jason didn't fall for them, but I kind of did. At first I thought Jason would definitely date early, but who knew he'd graduate without ever having had a girlfriend? Back then, our daily must-discuss topic was, did anyone finally snag Jason today? I opened Jason's moments and saw his latest post. What do you do when you piss off the girl you like? Urgent. The iron tree was finally blooming. I hurried to ask Gossip Queen Julia, who always keeps tabs on everyone's relationship status equally. Flying fish. Jason likes someone now? Is it Kristen? Among the girls chasing Jason, my favorite was Kristen. Fair-skinned, gorgeous, lively, a dance major with amazing presence. Most importantly, Jason had only ever accepted a love letter from Kristen, and I was the one who delivered it for her. If they got together, I'd count as half their matchmaker, right? Julia called me straight away. Jason posted that at 2 a.m. According to my analysis, it's gotta be Kristen. How do you figure? I hugged half a watermelon and ate while listening. Kristen just said she's going abroad to study dance, and right after that, Jason posted this. They must have had a huge fight about being separated. Then Kristen got mad, and it's Jason's first time trying to coax a girl, so he's inexperienced and has no choice but to ask his friends for help. You don't have many classmates added, so I'll send you a screenshot of the comments. I opened the image. A ton of people were offering tips, and Jason replied to one. Bro, step 1. Admit you were wrong. Your attitude has to be sincere. Emphasize over and over that it's your fault, then write a reflection. The content doesn't matter. The word count has to be long. Step 2. Once she's cooled down a bit, you start complimenting her, really lay it on thick. As long as she's happy, half her anger will be gone. But honestly, I suggest you skip straight to step 3. Kiss her. With a face like yours, once you lean in, most girls will forget why they were mad in the first place. Jason, you've got the experience. I trust you. Huh? Why did that sound so familiar? Isabel, can you turn on your mic? Jason's voice was still just as gentle, making the cold, distant Jason from last night feel like a hallucination. Sure, the girl's voice was clear and bright, and it made Jason's eyes crinkle into little crescents. Where do you want to drop? You pick. I'm fine with anywhere. So obedient. We'll land somewhere less crowded first. Stay close to me. Don't run off. Okay. Jason was a natural at helping people and incredibly patient the whole time. Isabel, Come pick up this gun. Isabel, there are a lot of people here. Go prone. And don't move. Isabel, come loot this crate. Isabel, pop a med first. Isabel, put on the ghillie suit and grab the sniper. Isabel, there's someone in the grass due north. Use the 8x scope and aim at his head. He was asking me to kill someone. I got super nervous. Jason seemed to realize that. Take it slow, no rush. I've got you. I landed a clean headshot. Isabel, you're amazing. His tone was like he was coaxing a kid, and it made my ears burn for no reason. So I hurried to change the subject. So that's why everyone fights over the big airdrop gun. No wonder. Whenever I see that smoke, I always run the other way. With Jason's help, my skill level shot up. After one session, Jason suddenly asked, "Are you free this weekend?" I wasn't sure if I was imagining it, but his voice sounded a little shaky. I should be. Why? We're going to play an escape room. Tony's coming too. There are 5 of us. We're still 1 short. Do you want to come? I'd always wanted to try an escape room, but was too scared to go. With this many people, I probably wouldn't be. Sure. Is Kristen going? Jason sounded puzzled. No idea why I suddenly brought her up. She's not. Oh. I'd been hoping to ship them in person. Jason said he'd wait for Tony and me at the intersection. The moment we got out of the car, we saw him 6'2", towering above the crowd. Impossible to miss. As we walked closer, we heard Carlos teasing. Jason, you show off. You even put on cologne. Jason frowned and shoved Carlos off him. Tsk, don't cling to me. Jason didn't look too great. I noticed a few girls nearby wanting to ask for his contact, but too scared to approach. Then Jason and I accidentally made eye contact, and his eyes immediately curved into warm crescents. You're here. I froze. That sounded an awful lot like he'd been waiting for me. Tony waved his hand dramatically in the air. I'm here too. After a few seconds of awkward silence, everyone burst into laughter, including me. The group had 2 girls and 4 guys. The other girl and boy were a couple. She greeted me first. Hi, I'm Emily. Hi, I'm Isabel. Emily cut in before I could finish. Someone here talks about that name every day. At least he knows how to be polite. I laughed back. Jason, standing behind me, let out a small laugh too. Emily shot him a glare. Shameless. I was still smiling before we entered the escape room. Now I couldn't smile at all. Why was it so realistic? Could I still go back? Turns out having more people doesn't reduce fear. I was terrified they weren't even human. No wonder so many horror stories begin with scaring yourself to death. The only person I really knew here was Tony. I desperately needed to cling to someone. Too nervous, I wrapped myself around Tony's arm and kept darting glances everywhere. You need to solve puzzles in this escape room. Isabel, the top student. We need you for this. Tony's voice came from the other side. So, whose arm was I holding? Jason felt like he was walking on clouds, like he was dreaming. Isabel was hugging him on her own, but before he could fully enjoy it, I slowly lifted my head and screamed, "Did he look that scary?" Jason didn't even get the chance to be sad before the girl started crying first. "Did I scare you?" "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." I shook my head, tears flowing non-stop. No, I thought you were Tony." Jason deflated for a second, then perked right back up after all. She was hugging him. Where'd they go? 4 living humans had suddenly vanished. At this point, familiarity didn't matter, survival did. I hugged Jason again, this time around the waist, and Jason's whole body went rigid. He had long legs, broad shoulders, and a very secure feeling. A faint jasmine scent wrapped around me. No ghosts came, okay? We were scared too. Turns out the 4 of them had heard me scream and immediately huddled in a corner. "Sorry," I said while crying. Seeing how shaken I was, Jason asked if I wanted to leave first. No. Huh? We're already here. Jason laughed, his chest trembling slightly. He really did love laughing. It wasn't until we sat in the restaurant that I realized I was still alive. I noticed Jason's ears were red, blood red, and then my gaze dropped to our tightly intertwined fingers. I'm going to the restroom. The moment I pulled my hand back, I fled. I'd cried all my tears out in the escape room, and now I was too drained to even cry. So embarrassing. Jason was a good guy, so he didn't push me away, even with all that inappropriate touching. No, I had to explain to Kristen another day and apologize first. I went to the restroom, and suddenly I heard noise from the next stall. I ran into Jason just now. It was Kristen's voice, and she sounded like she'd been crying. Guilt flooded me, like I'd been caught ruining someone else's relationship. Was it because of me? I should apologize. When he said he liked someone before, I didn't believe him. Thought he was messing with me. Now I finally know the girl's name. Huh? Not Kristen. My hand froze on the latch. It's Isabel. I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Before I could react, she finished the sentence. It must be a homophone, right? Yeah, that top student. The goody two-shoes one. Top student. Goody two-shoes. My mind blanked. Jason liked me? Wait, his Moments post. Was that about me? The timing lined up. But still, this was way too weird. I tried to recall every interaction I'd ever had with Jason. There weren't many. I always sat in the front. He sat in the back rows. Freshman year, we didn't even talk. In sophomore year, when we divided into arts and sciences, Tony transferred to our class and became friends with Jason. And only then did we occasionally interact, but still only enough to say hi. He liked me? Since when? The more I tried to think, the more my head spun. Forget it. Too complicated. I'd better just leave. While Kristen was still rambling on the phone, I tiptoed out. Top student! A loud voice yelled behind me. I froze for a split second and walked even faster. Yes, you stop! Well, no pretending I didn't hear that. Kristen was already striding toward me. I forced a dry laugh. Haha, fancy seeing you here. You heard everything? Kristen's eyes were red from crying, and she squinted while looking me up and down. I guiltily nodded and quickly added, I didn't mean to. Unlike exam-drained students, Kristen had long mastered dressing up flawless makeup, long wavy black hair, a red dress. She looked like a chic, stylish older sister. I peeked at her from the corner of my eye, pressing my lips together to hide the urge to smile. People always envy what they lack. I wanted to be that cool older sister type, but instead I looked like the girl next door. Kristen had been my school goddess for 3 whole years. If I'd known Jason liked the good girl type, I would have. Kristen frowned, clearly distressed. Forget it. I can't pull that off. I blurted out, You're great as you are. If Jason doesn't like you, that's his problem. Kristen burst out laughing. Never seen someone insult herself to comfort someone else. Huh? I insulted myself? That love letter I gave Jason, didn't you deliver it? He only accepted it because he thought you wrote it. No wonder he returned it the next day. Back then, I really thought he was playing hard to get with me. The letter. That was early in sophomore year. That early? When I stepped out of the restroom, my gaze immediately locked onto Jason. He stood out like a spotlight, heard he'd even been approached by talent scouts in elementary school. Good-looking, polite, well-raised, rumored to be from a wealthy family. It was hard not to like him. But I didn't feel anything. Thinking how my seat was on the inside and he'd have to stand to let me in, I suddenly hesitated. This was so awkward. I had to pretend I didn't already know he liked me. I took a deep breath, steeling myself. But the moment I approached the table, 2 girls walked up asking for his contact. Tsk, tsk. Femme fatale. Jason stiffened mid-motion and instinctively looked at me. Don't look at me! Stop looking at me! I screamed internally, while keeping my face blank. Everyone fell silent, first staring at Jason, then following his gaze onto me. Suddenly, I was stuck there, unable to move forward or backward. Luckily, Emily reacted first, clearing her throat loudly and giving Jason a look. Jason caught on and immediately moved aside, rejecting the girls with a simple, sorry. Thank goodness I finally got to sit down. I've never given any girl my contact before. Jason's voice sounded urgent, as if explaining himself to me. To me? Did he have to make it that obvious? I wasn't ready to reject him yet. I forced out 2 awkward chuckles. Oh, during the meal, Jason kept serving food into my bowl. I didn't even get a chance to lift my chopsticks. And I was too embarrassed to refuse, so I kept my head down and focused on the food. Hey, Jason, Isabel's picky. She can't eat that much, Tony reminded him. I shot Tony a grateful look. Jason's expression darkened slightly. Sorry, I didn't know. It's okay. If you can't finish, just give it to me. What kind of line was that? Cough, cough, no need cough. I choked on a chili pepper, eyes wide, face burning. Without waiting for water, I grabbed the nearest drink and gulped it down. My throat felt better. Jason gently patted my back and handed me water. Then suddenly he looked shy and for some reason blushed. "What's wrong with you?" I wasn't even the embarrassed one yet. "It's low-alcohol wine, you can handle that, right?" My eyes dropped to my hand. I had grabbed his glass, his wine. I wanted to cry. I wanted to disappear. I think it's fine. Everything after that was a blur. I woke up the next afternoon. That'll teach me never talk big. My head was fuzzy. I'd known I was a lightweight, but not that one glass would knock me out. My parents made me hangover soup. "Look at you, really? You can't drink and you still drank? And your drinking manners are terrible." Mum scolded me non-stop. I knew I was wrong, so I didn't talk back. "Hurry and apologize to Jason. Jason. Jason!" I sobered instantly, dread crawling up my spine. I checked my phone. Jason had messaged asking if I'd woken up, how I felt. He sounded normal. Just then, Tony sent me 2 videos from last night, along with a sneaky, smirking emoji. The first was at the Hot Pot restaurant, where right after I'd said, "I think it's fine," I collapsed straight into Jason's arms. The group gasped. "No way. 1 glass knockout?" Jason touched my face to check my temperature hot. "Isabel, can you still hear me?" Smack. I opened my eyes in a daze and slapped Jason across the face, loud, crisp, shocking. And before anyone could react, I grabbed Jason's cheeks like a bandit who hadn't seen a man in 800 years. "This little face is pretty cute. Nice chest," I said, patting his pecs. My hand slid down again. "Abs!" Jason, the pure, wholesome gentleman, was redder than me, practically the color of the hot pot broth. He kept trying to push me away but failed. In public, Emily panicked, afraid things would turn R-rated, and rushed over to pull me off. Jason sat there quietly, head down, face still bright red, but I didn't give up, still inching toward him. "Don't go." When Jason ignored me, I rummaged through my pockets. I found cash, 21 yuan and 50 cents, and shoved it into Jason's hands. "Big sister's got money, don't be shy." 16 years of good girl reputation shattered overnight. I buried myself under the blanket, in despair. If I'd known I'd end up like this, I wouldn't have binge-read The Bandit Girl and the Pretty Gentleman. After mentally preparing myself, I opened the second video. It showed the path in my neighborhood Jason carrying me on his back while everyone laughed and chatted. I rested quietly on Jason's shoulder, and the video zoomed in on my sleeping face. It should have been fine this time. Jason kept glancing sideways at me from time to time, wearing this soft, indulgent smile. The warm streetlights carved out his sharp features. Honestly, he looked kind of handsome. Totally normal. I flung my phone away and clapped my hands over my face in despair. When Jason turned to look at me again, I suddenly leaned in and kissed him. The audio kept playing, everyone panicking, my parents yelling, and me saying, "One more, come on, just one more." Of course. Classic me, quiet on the surface, reckless underneath. Then, my phone rang. Unknown number I didn't answer. It rang again. Probably someone I knew. I hit speaker and tossed it aside. "Who is it?" "It's Jason." I shot upright, instantly. Please, please, please don't bring up last night. How are you feeling? Anything uncomfortable?" "Gee, good. Pretty good." A soft laugh came through the speaker. "Well, I'm not that good." His tone confused me. "What?" Then he said, "Am I only worth 21 yuan and 50 cents to you?" Jason stressed the last 3 words, clearly not happy. No, I just only had that much cash on me." "Meaning you were willing to spend your entire fortune on me?" "Right, wait, no." Oh, God. The more I explained, the worse it got. I couldn't outtalk him. "Anyway, sorry. I was drunk. I don't remember a thing. Bye." I hung up before Jason could say anything and beat my pillow savagely before burying my head in it. So humiliating. As expected, I was admitted to Capital University's medical program. On registration day, the entrance was packed with people and cars. We'd arrived a few days early to explore and stayed in a hotel near campus. Mum, being a genius, had mailed all my bedding and clothes ahead of time, so I only had one small suitcase. Freedom and youth filled the air. College life, here I come. "Uncle! Auntie!" A figure squeezed between me and my parents, greeting them with way too much excitement and blocking out the sun. This was the first time I'd seen Jason since that night. His hair was a bit shorter, and he wore a single earring. If he used to look like a refined young gentleman, now he carried a hint of roguish charm, just enough to be approachable. "Jason, you're at Capital University too?" Mom acted like she'd found her long-lost son, grabbing Jason's hand and firing off questions. What major? Auntie, I'm studying finance, Jason answered, while smoothly taking my suitcase, like it was the most natural thing in the world. I'll take you to check in. For the rest of the summer, Jason talked to me almost daily, even asked me out a few times. But I felt awkward and replied half-heartedly, rejecting his invitations with various excuses. I whispered under my breath, "Why didn't you tell me you were coming?" Jason lowered his head, his slightly upturned eyes tinged with grievance. "Because you tell me not to come, so I had to show up first and explain later." Why did I suddenly feel like the heartless one? "This is your class. You need to register and pick up your student ID." A few people were waiting in line. Jason stayed beside me, while my unreliable parents wandered off to take pictures. When it was my turn, the senior looked between Jason and me with bright curiosity. "Are you two together?" I shook my head, awkward. "We're not." "Not yet," Jason cut in before I could finish, raising a brow at me. "Yet? Yet? Stop mumbling! Go refill the water!" Mum yelled. "Oh, okay." While Mum made my bed, I peeked out the window. Jason and Dad were sitting on a wooden bench downstairs chatting. Something Dad said made him laugh loud enough for me to hear from the third floor. "Water!" Mum snapped again, so I hurried to hand it over. "Mum, later. Can we maybe not go tour the campus with Jason?" Mum paused mid-motion and gave me a baffled look. "You two already kissed and you're still not together?" Jason needs to step up. She thought we were dating. She actually liked Jason a lot. Warm, polite, handsome, and with excellent genes for future grandchildren. "Mum, I shut her down." Jason, being a schemer, had come a day early to scout out the entire campus so he could show off in front of my parents today. Walking behind the three of them, I couldn't help wondering if he could be this proactive now. How was he so subtle in high school? "Close to noon," Jason asked. "Uncle, Auntie, what would you like for lunch? I can book a restaurant. We've been playing too much lately and haven't tried the local specialties yet." "Ugh. More meals?" I subtly pinched Jason's arm. "Don't say yes. Tell them you suddenly have something to do. My aunt happens to run a good place nearby. I'll take you all." "Thank you, Jason." "It's no trouble." I pinched harder. Jason didn't even flinch. He just smiled and asked what was wrong. My parents were flying home that evening, so Jason took us to a few quieter but fun spots that afternoon. Before leaving, Mom pulled me aside and whispered, "Jason handles things well. You're quiet next time there's social stuff. Let him deal with it." "Let him? Why did that sound so wrong?" "Mom, stop saying weird things." "Safe travels," Jason told my parents. It was my first real separation from them, and I felt reluctant and sentimental. "Coco arrives tomorrow." Jason shone his phone screen at me. A chubby little Shiba Inu stared back. My eyes lit up so cute. "Really?" Jason had wanted a dog for ages and even asked my opinion over summer break. The breeder had a whole litter of newborn pups, and we instantly fell in love with the fattest one, Coco. Once he was weaned, they'd deliver him. I watched the video. "But how will you take care of him? You can't keep pets in the dorm." Jason was prepared. "I bought an apartment near campus. Pretend I didn't ask. Come with me tomorrow to bring Coco home." "Sure. I'm not sure if I'm free." Jason sounded panicked. "Huh? But little Coco's so cute. He likes you the most. He'll be sad if he doesn't see you first." I was doing it on purpose. Jason had talked so much today. "Depends on my mood." Pleasey. Jason had prepared everything for Coco food. Toys, grooming stuff, treats, a million accessories. I was stunned. "Which lucky puppy is this?" "Oh, it's our little Coco." I played with Coco in the living room while Jason cooked in the kitchen. He said he was thanking me with a meal. Despite all his chub, Coco ran like crazy. Puppies were adorable at this age. So it's true what they say online. I glanced at Jason chopping vegetables. "Say what?" Girls automatically talk cuter when they see small animals. Thinking back, my voice had been embarrassingly cutesy. I felt my cheeks warm and looked toward the kitchen. Sunlight streamed through the window, landing on Jason's eyebrows. He paused mid-motion, locking eyes with me. My heart skipped for no reason, and I quickly looked away. A warm, tingly feeling spread through my chest, strange and soft. I should go. I slung my backpack over my shoulder and headed for the door. But Jason's arm braced against the doorframe before I could leave. "What's wrong?" He didn't get it. We were laughing just a moment ago. "Dee, did I do something to upset you?" My head was a mess. I didn't dare look at him. I blurted the first excuse I could think of. My roommate told me to go eat. I didn't wait for his reaction. I ducked under his arm and bolted. This time, I really avoided him, didn't answer texts, and practically sprinted away whenever I saw him on campus. Every time I saw him, my heart pounded, and my whole body felt wrong. "You like Jason," my roommate declared. "You just don't know how to face him, so you're running." Her words echoed in my head. Did I like him? I think so. Do you know how popular Jason is? Feelings need response. If you keep running, you'll wear out his affection. She grabbed my shoulders and shook me. "Isabel, go! Get him!" I was getting dizzy. Okay. Just then the door opened, and the other two roommates barged in, gossip written all over their faces. Jessica from the music department cornered Jason again. Jason already told her he likes someone else. He's rejected her so many times. Classroom, track field, cafeteria, library. Does she really need to chase him like that? Isabel, say something. Jason, is someone sitting here? Jessica asked, balancing her tray. The cafeteria was noisy, but everyone perked up their ears. Jason didn't look happy. Even when refusing Jessica, he'd usually sit politely anyway. Today, he looked like he was about to grab his tray and leave. Someone sitting here. Jason froze mid-motion, staring dumbly at the girl who'd been avoiding him for days. "And who are you?" Jessica frowned. I swallowed my bite. "Me! I'm Jason's friend. Nice to meet you." "Funny. I didn't know Jason had a friend like you." Her tone was sharp, ugly. A spark of anger flared in me. "How is it any of your business who my friends are?" Jason snapped before I could respond, glaring at Jessica with a darkness I'd never seen. I stared at him in shock. Jason was famous for his good temper. Jessica was stunned too. She'd always banked on Jason being too polite to publicly embarrass a girl, which was why she kept pushing. More people gathered. Seeing the crowd, Jessica tightened her grip on her tray and hurried away. I finally saw how shameless she was, borderline harassment. Poor Jason. What kind of hell had he been living in lately? He kept his head down while eating, ignoring me completely, radiating cold hostility. I forced a smile. "The food's really good today, right, Jason?" Silence. Haven't seen little Coco in a while. I bought him new toys. "Do you have class this afternoon?" Still nothing. He was really mad. "I have class," Jason suddenly said. He ate fast, stood up, and left. That was a very obvious rejection of my attempt to visit Coco. "I don't have class tonight," he added before walking off. "This dress is too—" No, not that. I insisted I was only going to see the dog, but my roommates gave me the "we know everything." Look and used every trick they had to dress me up. In the mirror, I wore a yellow floral dress. My hair curled lightly. Makeup done in the trending, soft, sweet style. Isn't this too much? I normally only used foundation and lipstick. This was my first time in full glam. My roommates ignored all protests and shoved me toward the south gate. Jason was already there despite being early. The moment he saw me, his eyes lit up, obviously, though his expression didn't change much. "Let's go." Okay. He didn't say anything, but I could feel he wasn't angry anymore. Coco was growing fast, still chubby, and immediately squealed and pounced on me. "Oh, Coco is so cute. Look at the new toy I got you. Do you like it?" "Yes, you do." I played with him for a good while before noticing Jason tidying up Coco's play area. Only then did I remember my main mission. Apologize. He stayed quiet, calm, not asking why I'd suddenly run away that day or why I'd avoided him for so long. For some reason, Jason's old moments post flashed through my mind. I took a small step closer. "Jason." He paused and turned slightly. What should someone do if they made the person they like angry?" Jason's barely recovered expression darkened instantly. Panic hit him hard. "Someone else already making a move?" His voice turned cold. "I don't know," I asked again. "Would a kiss help?" "No." Jason's voice shot up, eyes widening with disbelief and panic. "How long have you even known him? How can you? Wait, did you dress this nicely today to see him?" "Him?" Oh, Jason completely misunderstood. "I mean, if I wanted to coax, you would kissing you help?" Jason froze for half a second. Then color rushed up his neck all the way to his ears. His lips twitched into a shy smile. "Maybe a little." "Liar. It helped a lot."